You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Woo!
You are watching the leaders in full immersion gaming, and this is the pregame show only on the NBL Network.
Season 27 here in the Madden Bomber League kicks off tonight here on NBL Live. And we appreciate each and every one of you tuning into another episode of the NBL Live pregame show that's brought to you each and every week by our graphic sponsor, Web3KS.com. They do that overlay you see here on NBL Live and a ton of other graphics for all of our network shows. So if you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, head over to Web3KS.com. They are the leaders in affordable graphic design. That's right, folks. It's season 27 here in the Madden Bomber League. And we got some week 1 action coming up tonight between the defending AFC champion, the New England Patriots, and the not defending NFC champion. I don't know, how do you refer to that? The Minnesota Vikings. They weren't defending any sort of championship last year. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny. Sonny, season 27 of NBL Live gets underway tonight. How excited are you for the new season?
Oh, I'm about as excited as you can be. We got two teams here, both members of the Bleacher Report, so we'll be hearing some interesting updates, I'm sure, on that one. But we got two guys here that had very different paths, but yet still somewhat similar. Timbo get a little bit of luck to get into the playoffs last year. Hop taking control of his own destiny and basically running the table at the end to make it. And now we get to see him here. Week 1 should be a good game.
Yeah, should be a good one here on NBL Live. And let's throw up that NBL Live schedule, folks. Just finalized this week. Take a look at the games we have there. A couple disclaimers. As always, these games are subject to change based on availability. And, of course, those final games, week 15, 16, 17, will be to be determined based on playoff implications. We could change any one of these games, though, so stay tuned on the Twitter at Bomber League if you want updated game matchups. And we're doing the same thing that we did last season. We're trying to avoid games on Friday through Sunday nights. We want you guys to have your weekends free and clear, not have to worry about catching up on the NBL Live schedule. So if any of these games do fall within that window, unfortunately that will not be broadcast. But Sonny, we got some great games on the schedule this year. I'm looking at that week 4 game, an early matchup between the New York Giants and the Carolina Panthers. Owner TFA, well, I don't know if you knew this, Sonny. He's one of the more critical owners here in the NBL. He's ruffled some feathers every once in a while. Been very critical of owner Bananas of the New York Giants and the offense the New York Giants like to run. But this Giants team was very good last year. The Panthers team faded very hard at the end of the year. It'll be interesting to see those two match up in week 4.
That week 4 matchup is one of the highlights of the first half of NBL. You get the New York Giants who just come off a week 1 win that was actually a really ugly win for the team. They got carried by rookie Pettaway, the halfback they drafted in the first round. I will be curious to see Pettaway and McCaffrey, two of the young premier backs in the NBL, go at it, and it'll come down to who can stop the run.
Yeah, a lot of great games on the schedule. Of course, as we get down later in the year, we got some interesting matchup. Broncos-Ravens could be very interesting week 11. And Sonny, your Tennessee Titans against the Dallas Cowboys week 12. It's a long way down the season, but those Dallas Cowboys are always a tough matchup.
We'll be looking ahead to that one for sure. I'm excited. I think getting to face that Dallas Cowboys offensive line along with, the Tennessee Titans defensive front 7 who gets a lot of pressure, that's where the battle will be in the trenches there. I'm excited to see that one.
Well, let's get to the game we have today, and that is the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings, both looking to get off to a good start in the new season. Let's look at some players to watch. On the side of the Minnesota Vikings, it is safety Harrison Smith. And Sonny, Harrison Smith, I think today, if the New England Patriots are anything like the team they were last year, this is a team that runs the ball first. They are not a deep threat with the passing game. They struggled at times, especially in that Super Bowl matchup, to throw the ball downfield. Is Harrison Smith, we've seen him be both effective in the pass game and come up in run support. Where do you think he's going to be most important for the Vikings today?
Well, obviously, you're going to see him in the back end. You've got Tom Brady working the middle of the field. Rob Gronkowski, not much of a factor last year. We'll see if he gets a little more attention this year. Felt like he was underutilized in the passing attack last year. But also, Brandon Cooks working down the middle of the field in those deep posts. Harrison Smith's going to prowl the middle of the field. And if Tom Brady's not careful, he's going to come away with a couple interceptions.
Well, on the flip side, we of course have the big tight end for the New England Patriots. That is Rob Gronkowski. And Sonny, many people criticized the New England Patriots for their lack of usage of Rob Gronkowski, especially in the Super Bowl. This guy is just a physical freak. He is so hard to guard, but this team has trouble passing the ball, had trouble at least last year. Do you foresee success for the New England Patriots in the passing game this season?
Well, in the offseason, Gronkowski commented that he wasn't happy about his role in the offense last year. We will see if that does change. Obviously, you've got a game breaker in that tight end position. So hard to cover. He matches up. He can block downfield. He can do everything you ask of a tight end. Look for him to get involved. Obviously, they like the running attack in the red zone. Look for maybe some Gronkowski tonight in the red zone.
All right, we're about ready to send it out to the game. Sonny Weaver, we need your prediction. First one of the season. Who do you like in this game? Is it going to be the defending AFC champion New England Patriots starting off 1-0 with a win over the Minnesota Vikings, or the Vikings, who were one of the good teams down the stretch last year? The Minnesota Vikings going to start out 1-0 and not, be at least on their way and not having to make a charge at the end of the season.
Well, I think this game comes down to who can stop the run. Both teams really dependent on that running attack. I actually like the front seven of the New England Patriots. I think they're going to be able to stop Dalvin Cook's ability to get to the edge. I'm not confident that Jay Cutler, who's actually starting here for the Minnesota Vikings, is going to be able to get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and take the New England Patriots in this one, 20-10.
Patriots, the pick from Sonny Weaver. Get your picks into the chat, folks. Already seen them coming in. We'll read those throughout the first quarter. But it's time to get Season 27 underway here on NBL Live. Coming up next, it's Week 1 action between the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. It's NBL Live kickoff tonight, folks, and it's coming up right now here on NBL Live.
My name is Rex Dixon.
Greg Stein.
Clint from EA Sports.
You're watching NBL.
You're watching the NBL Network. And you're watching the MBLN Network.
Empty backfield for Atkins. He's been dropping back to pass here on 4th down. He's looking deep over the middle. He has a man. It's Brandon Cooks who catches it, makes a man miss.
Oh, that's
Woodard is dropping back. He's got open over the middle.
Wow. That big playmaker ability as he finds him again.
Into the end zone. Another touchdown. That's right, folks. It's NBL Live Season 27 underway here in the Madden Bomber League. We got a great Week 1 matchup for you between the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, folks. I'm Osho. I'm hanging out with my man, Sonny Weaver. And Sonny, I think we have an update on the injured quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater, our first NBL update of the season.
And you know, Jay Cutler will be getting the start tonight for the injured Teddy Bridgewater. Folks believe Bridgewater will be back in a couple weeks. They're worried about Jay Cutler's, the way he's handling it. He already knows the job won't be his beyond the next couple weeks. He's hoping to really show out here in the first couple weeks and take this job from Teddy Bridgewater.
Well, let's check out some of the predictions we have going in the chat, folks. We've got two sort of ends of the spectrum. The Minnesota Vikings are going to start out with the ball first, up past the 20-yard line to the 25. Will be the Vikings starting out. We've had sort of two sides of the spectrum, Sonny. We've got Homer predicting Vikings 10-6 and Porter predicting Pats 10-7. So a low-scoring game. And then we have our very own end train coming in with Pats 62-3. Which side of the spectrum do you think it's going to be on? Are we going to see a high-scoring gunslinging affair? Are we going to see a low-scoring, I don't know about defense dominated, but maybe offensive inept game?
Well, I think it'll be low scoring. I think our friend N-Train's possibly drunk. Somebody should probably check on him. But I think this one's staying under 30 total.
Well, it is going to be the Vikings and Jay Cutler starting off with a pass play, and it is complete on the right side of the 30-yard line. Good start for Cutler and the Vikings. Sonny, I assume with Jay Cutler at the helm, no Teddy Bridgewater, they're going to keep the pass routes relatively short and not test out Jay Cutler's arm.
Well, you would think so, but, that's what everybody in the world's thinking right now. So possibly the Minnesota Vikings, they come out throwing on first down, which surprised me. Maybe their plans to try to sling it to open up the run here.
2nd and 5 now for the Minnesota Vikings. Ball's on the 30-yard line. It is a shotgun formation for Jay Cutler. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. Look out for Stephon Diggs. He is a weapon in the passing game on 2nd down. It's going to be Cutler throwing it. Looks over the middle of the field. Somehow Diggs came up with that catch. Sonny, I don't know how that wasn't intercepted. It looked like the linebacker had a beat on it, but Diggs runs right across his face and grabs that one for a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, Diggs bails out Jay Cutler there. That should have been intercepted. Bad read by Cutler. Cutler's got to stay in the pocket, make better decisions right there. It was Diggs all the way.
Now 3rd and 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. A key to success for the Vikings, getting these 3rd and manageables. At least keep the Patriots guessing as to whether you're going to be passing it or running it. 3rd and 1. It is going to be a pass play for Jay Cutler. He looks over the left side, has a man wide open. It is Stephon Diggs once again, and it's complete into enemy territory to the 48-yard line. They've come out throwing the ball. Sonny Weaver, Jay Cutler, gunslinging it, and he's completed all 3 of the passes. Minnesota's in business.
3 plays, 3 passes. There's been a lot of talk in the media this week. I've been one of Jay Cutler and this Minnesota Vikings team's biggest critics, thinking that they were going to have to rely on the run. And so right now, trying to show Sonny Weaver wrong, they're coming out and throwing the ball.
1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff on 1st down for the Vikings. And a little room on the left side for Dalvin Cook. Gets 7 yards on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 3. Sonny, Dalvin Cook, what a rookie season he had. Proved what sort of explosive rusher he could be. I know Minnesota's hoping for big things out of him this season.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook had a great year last year. He carried them to the playoffs. Couldn't quite get it done as much as they'd like in the playoffs, but I expect another great year from Dalvin Cook.
2nd and 3 for the Minnesota Vikings. Ball on the 42-yard line. It is Cutler under center, 3 wide receivers over to the left side, 1 over to the right. That is Thielen alone on the right side of that formation. Cook in the backfield on 2nd down. It's going to be Dalvin Cook once again, has the 1st down and more. Oh, Dalvin Cook. He gets up to the 35-yard line, Sonny, but he looked like he had a huge hole. He bounced that outside of the sidelines. He does get the 1st down, though, and a nice gain for Cook in the running game for the Minnesota Vikings.
Not like Dalvin Cook to not find his way to the edge. It looked like had he actually broken that one outside, he would have taken it. Instead, cuts back inside. I think his vision's a little off here early in this season.
Big shout out to Damien in the chat. His 10th MBL stream he has attended. Damien, we appreciate the support and all of our loyal fans out there on the MBL Network. Broadcast number 134 here of MBL Live. We appreciate everybody who tunes in each and every week. 1st and 10. It's Cutler passing the ball. He's looking up in the middle of the field and a diving catch. Oh, it looked like it was going to be incomplete. But somehow, an outstretched catch over the middle of the field saves what could have been disaster. Kyle Rudolph, the tight end, showing some of that athleticism and getting a big catch for the Vikings as they move into the red zone.
Real impressed so far here with Jay Cutler. He's making good decisions other than the one kind of bad read early in this drive, but since then he's been on point. I'm looking for a good throw down the seam here, possibly.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. It's going to be Jay Cutler under center, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. It's going to be a pass play here for Cutler again on 1st down. He's going to dump this off to, it looked like Kyle Rudolph. A little sit route over the middle of the field. Just an easy pass play there for Jay Cutler. Saw neither of his primary targets were open. Makes the smart throw. He's 5 for 5 to start this game. Looking pretty good.
Yeah, Cutler's doing a good job of making the right plays. There was nothing there. He was looking deep on the post on both sides of the field. Checks it down, picks up 5 yards.
2nd and 5 for the Minnesota Vikings. Once again, it's going to be Jay Cutler under center. Diggs, the only wide receiver out to the left. 2 tight ends to the right side. On 2nd and 5, it's going to be Dalvin Cook taking the handoff. He bounces off a couple of his own blockers and finds his way to the 4-yard line, giving him 10 yards on the run. And Dalvin Cook with a real patient run there, Sonny Weaver. He waited for some sort of opening, hid behind his blockers, and finally hit that hole and got up to the 4.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting to see there by Dalvin Cook. It looked like he hit his own left guard. He kind of hid behind him there for a second. Looks like he got lost by the defenders there and ended up running upfield for 10 yards.
I formation now for the Vikings. 2 tight ends on the right side, 1 wide receiver over to the left. That is Stephon Diggs. Tavius Murray into the game at running back on 1st goal. It is going to be Murray taking the carry. He tries to find something over the left side, but nothing doing there. No gain on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd goal.
Bucky Hodges moves from right to left and seals the defensive end there. Bad play there by Murray, not seeing that. He could have gotten outside. Instead, he tries to go inside of that block and gets caught up running into the defender that Bucky Hodges was actually blocked there.
Second and goal now for the Minnesota Vikings. Ball still on the 4-yard line. Two wide receivers, Diggs to left field and to the right. Dalvin Cook in the game at the top of the I formation. Let's see what the Vikings do here as they're 4 yards away from Patriot. You know they want to punch this one in the end zone. Second goal, it's a handoff to Dalvin Cook right up the middle. He'll get a couple, maybe a yard and a half. We'll put him on the 2.5-yard line, though, but he's still short. Third and goal now, Sonny. Do the Vikings think about throwing in here on third down? Or they just give it to Dalvin Cook once again?
Well, Dalvin Cook's their bread and butter down here. I think it goes to Cook again, but this front seven from New England, nothing to sneeze at. They've got a nice linebacker combo in the middle led by Donta Hightower. Watch for him to try to lay the wood here on this play.
Third and goal now for the Vikings. 3 tight ends, 2 over to the right side, 1 to the left. Cook at the top of the I formation. Jay Cutler under center. Third and goal. They're on the 3. It's going to be a handoff to Dalvin Cook, trying to find some room. Shakes off the 1 tackle, tries to get through the second. He will not get in, though. A big tackle at the 1-yard line, and the Minnesota Vikings are going to be forced to settle for a field goal. They ran it 3 times from the 4-yard line, Sonny Weaver. The offensive line just could not do enough. As the kick is up, it is good. Minnesota up 3-0, but they got to be disappointed after that field goal.
And this is where you wonder if Jay Cutler's kind of inhibiting their ability to score. You get down the red zone. You don't necessarily trust his decision-making skills in tight areas, so you go with the running plays. Gets kind of predictable. New England keys on it. They're looking for Cook the whole time. You come away with 3. I think Minnesota needs to focus on trying to score further out, maybe from that 15 to 20-yard range. Give Cutler a chance to throw, and then not have to be so one-dimensional.
All right, Sonny, here's the second question. Minnesota's up 3-0. Is that all the points they're going to need to beat the New England Patriots? We saw how bad this offense was in the playoffs. Is Minnesota going to need to score much more than this to come away with a victory?
They're probably going to need to score at least another 7 points.
First and 10 for the Patriots. It is Tom Brady under center. He's going to come out with 2 tight ends now over to the right side of that formation. 1 wide receiver over to the left. Now first and 10, it's a play-action pass. Brady's looking to pass over the middle of the field. And Rob Gronkowski with the catch at the 45-yard line. Sonny Gronkowski begging for the ball at the end of last season. Well, he's got the first offensive play for the New England Patriots. It's a 20-yard completion on first down.
Wrong. You know, they say that the squeaky wheel, got the attention there in the offseason for New England. We get Gronk early and watch for him a lot down this drive.
Formation once again for the Patriots. First and 10, balls on the 45-yard lines. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Quick 3-step drop for Brady, but nobody is open. Now somebody comes open. It's a first down and more. What a move there on the right side. It's a touchdown, New England Patriots. Oh, man, Brandon Cooks showing up the agility and getting into the end zone. 55 yards for the score.
Brandon Cooks is explosive out there. Makes the man miss. Takes a simple slant all the way to the house. And right now, Minnesota's got to be a little bit worried here because New England comes out and strikes quick here in the first quarter.
Wow, 2 pass plays for Tom Brady, saying what offensive problems. The kick is up and it's good. New England 7-3 on top of Minnesota. Sonny, it was the Minnesota defense there. Did they look at all out of place, or was this just a case of New England made 2 nice plays?
Oh, well, I think it comes down to New England made some nice plays. I think, again, you saw a lot of man coverage there. I think they were expecting New England, who historically has been a run-first team here in NBL, come out passing. So far we've seen tendency breakers for both these teams that heavily gauge towards the running side are now looking to throw the ball.
First and 10 now for the Minnesota Vikings. The offense was looking to get some sort of break after their extended drive that only turned into a field goal from about the half-yard line. Instead, they're right back on the field after a 2-play drive from the New England Patriots. They're up 7-3 here as we're nearing the end of the first quarter. Shotgun formation for Jay Cutler. He's got 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Dalvin Cook in the backfield on first and 10. Give me a handoff to Dalvin Cook. That one was doomed from the beginning as Cook cut it up inside, and the defensive tackle made a nice play. That was Flowers just completely dominating the guard on the play. He's going to bring down Dalvin Cook for no gain. Going to bring up a second and 10.
Still, we've talked about it, a lot of good front 7 play so far by New England. We're seeing it again here. You've seen a lot of cover 2 early in this game from New England. I look for Minnesota to try to take advantage of this down the middle of the field. You've got Adam Thielen. You've even got the speedster Perriman. Try to get him single coverage down the middle of the field.
3 wide receivers out there for Jay Cutler in the shotgun. 2 over to the right, 1 over to the left. Now he is flipping the play, bringing Perriman from the right side over to the left side. Now leaving Stephon Diggs along on the right side of that formation. Dalvin Cook to the left of Cutler. Second and 10. Jay Cutler taking the snap, looking to pass here. The rush is coming. Down goes Jay Cutler. Oh, Barcavius Mingo came around, but Sonny, that was just a coverage sack and a bad one at that, as it looked like the drag route was underneath and open, but Jay Cutler maybe looking to force it downfield, locked in on one receiver and ended up losing 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, Jay Cutler wanted to take the deep shot. We just talked about it. He had a seam route down the middle of the field. It wasn't open. Instead, he was looking to try to get this down the field, and really the play was the underneath route there. Jay Cutler's got to be smarter with the ball.
Yeah, so instead of possibly even having a first down on the play, they got to face a 3rd and long empty backfield for Cutler. 5 wide receivers, 3 over to the left side, 2 over to the right. It's going to be Cutler dropping back to pass, looking. He's got all the time in the world. He's looking back over the middle of the field. That one is intercepted. It was covered all the way. He's got a chance to house it. He's at the 10, the 5, touchdown Patriots, or no, he is out of bounds. Oh, it looked like he hit the pylon from the inside, Sonny Weaver. They're going to call him down to the half-yard line. I'd be looking at that one if I was a Patriots fan, but Devin McCourty, what a play.
What a play by Devin McCourty there. Rolling out to your right, throwing back to the left. The Cardinals center quarterbacks, Jay Cutler doing Jay Cutler things.
Now, 2 tight ends out there for Tom Brady, I formation. Ball's on the half-yard line. No idea how he didn't get in because it looked like he hit the pylon from the inside. They're going to call him just out of bounds. They're going to hand it off on 1st and goal. And, well, he did not have to go far on that one. It's a touchdown for the Patriots, a half-yard touchdown run for White. And New England extends their lead to 13-3 now pending this extra point. The crowd here in Minnesota is silenced. The kick is up. It sneaks inside that left upright. 14-3 Patriots. It all turned into just disaster on a 3rd and 18. Sonny, we talk about being conservative in those drives, in those long down and distances, not trying to force it downfield and get it all back, maybe run a draw play. Cutler and the Vikings decided to take a chance, and it bit them and bit them bad.
Well, and what you can't do is you can't give up on the run here. Your team's built around Dalvin Cook. That's really the engine that makes this team go. So because you're down 11 points doesn't mean it's time to bail on the run. Get Dalvin Cook going early and set up the play action down the field to Stephon Diggs.
5:44 to go here in the first half. We appreciate each and every one of you tuning into NBL Live. Broadcast number 134. I'm OSU. I'm hanging out with my man Sonny Weaver. Week 1 action, season 27 underway. As we got the Vikings and the Patriots. Patriots up 14-3. Jay Cutler and the Vikings coming out trying to get something going. Blitz is coming. Cutler's going to have to get rid of this one. Looks over deep over the middle. It's Stephon Diggs with a catch at the 50-yard line and a first down for the Vikings. Cutler saw the blitz coming and he threw it up to his number 1 wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. Diggs comes up with a catch at midfield.
Yeah, and Cutler played that well, pressure in his face, gets the ball off downfield, and Diggs makes a good move inside to get in front of the cornerback and make that reception.
I feel like I should have the belt here. I don't have it anymore. It's weird.
It's off traveling.
Yeah, it's off traveling. It's on its way to a new location. Again, follow the NBL Championship belt on Twitter at BeltNBL. See where it is off to next. 1st and 10 for the Vikings. And this time, Jay Cutler takes the underneath route. It's Stephon Diggs once again, who makes a man miss. Fights up to the 35-yard line. 15 yards on the play. Cutler's really had one bad decision. It's that interception. But that play before there, the interception where he didn't take the underneath route, the sack set up the turnover. Cutler, I'm sure, got a talking to on the sidelines. He makes the right choice there.
And he's been very reliant so far on his wide receiver Diggs. 4 of his 7 completions to Diggs. That seems to be his comfort zone.
1st and 10 for the Vikings. It's Jay Cutler under center, 1 wide receiver. That is Stephon Diggs. Gates moving motion from the right to the left. It's going to be a handoff to Dalvin Cook. Tries to get up the field. He fumbles the ball after a big hit. And look at Jay Cutler get in the mix and pick up the fumble. What a hit on Dalvin Cook. I can't blame him for dropping the pigskin on that one. And Jay Cutler, the heads-up fumble recovery, keeps it Minnesota ball.
Yeah, Jay Cutler saving the day there. You can see this guy wants to win. He's playing pretty well so far in this game. Got to get a little bit more. Dalvin Cook can't put that ball on the turf so far, and the defense got to play a little bit better.
I don't know about Dalvin Cook can't put that one on the turf, Sonny. I think that somebody's got to cover that guy because that was a huge hit on Cook in the hole. I don't know if anyone could have held on to that ball after the hit like that. I feel that one up here in the booth. 2nd and 13 now for the Minnesota Vikings. Ball is on the 38-yard line. Jay Cutler in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. Dalvin Cook in the backfield. 2nd down. It's going to be hand off Dalvin Cook once again, who almost looked like he aimed for that defensive tackle on the play. Again, Cook, not great vision early in this game, and that's something, Sonny, that Dalvin Cook was so good at last year. So far, he's running in defenders left and right.
Yeah, running into a lot of defenders, and a lot of it's happening because he's staying inside the tackle box, not able to get out to the edge. That's really where Cook does a lot of his damage, and right now New England's doing a good job of containing.
Yeah, nice job by the New England defense so far, really neutralizing Dalvin Cook and trying to make Minnesota one-dimensional. Kettler has been good in this game, though, 7 of 8 to start the game. It's the only incompletion, that interception that was returned all the way down to the half-yard line, eventually turned into a touchdown one play later by James White into the end zone. That's how New England's up 14-3 now. As Cutler's passing it on 3rd and 11, steps up into the pocket, looks over the middle of the field. Oh, has a man, and it's a first down to the 14-yard line. Jake Cutler, what a veteran move there, steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike to Brashad Perriman at the 14-yard line. Minnesota driving now. They're on the 14 inside the red zone. Jake Cutler comes out in the shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. It's Cutler dropping back to pass on 1st and 10 once again. Rolls out to the right side. He's going to have to get rid of it. Looks over the middle. It's an overthrow. It's an interception for the Patriots. And they return it up to the 19-yard line. Oh, man, after a great play, Sonny Weaver. Cutler makes a bad throw, and New England has their 2nd turnover of the game, the 2nd Sonny Weaver splash play.
Good Jay Cutler, bad Jay Cutler, and that's the issue with Jay Cutler. Sometimes he looks like a guy that could be playing in this league as a starter, and then he goes and does that. Go ahead, get rid of the ball, play to live another day. Instead, forces it into the end zone. Big points off the board there.
Tom Brady drops back to pass on 1st and 10. He looks over the middle of the field, and wow, what a hit in the middle of the field. Another injury on the play, Sonny. The big hits keep coming. That is Rob Gronkowski down on the play. He got absolutely obliterated at midfield.
Yeah, Rob Gronkowski got Gronk stick there. It looked like Harrison Smith with the big blow to his knees. We'll see what happens there.
We'll get you updates on those injuries when we do find out ourselves. 2nd and 10 now. Brady, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. James White in the backfield. Cook split out to the left. Michael Crabtree comes over from Oakland. He is now on the right side of that formation. 2nd and 10. Brady looks over the middle of the field, and that one is dropped. Looked like maybe somebody got a hand on that one. As the first injury, we saw Pat Elflein go down. He will be coming back in the game. No worries there. But, Sonny, I don't know if somebody got an actual hand on that one, but a hand got in the throwing lane. The vision for the wide receiver was thrown off, and that one just straight up dropped.
Yeah, concentration dropped there by Dwayne Allen. Needs to pay better attention there to the ball.
3rd and 10 now for Brady and the Patriots. He's looking over the middle field. That one's intercepted. Oh, we give it right back. It is Kendricks with the interception. Tom Brady. Oh, an uncharacteristic interception there from Brady and Sonny. More bad news for the Patriots. Rob Gronkowski dislocated hip. He'll be out for what I believe will be a little while. That's a tough injury to come back from, especially for an athletic wide receiver like Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, you could be looking at the 8 to 10 week variety there for Rob Gronkowski, and that's a huge blow to the New England Patriots.
1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. Great field position, really right back where they started as Cutler steps up. He's going to run for this one. That was the slowest cut I've ever seen, but it actually worked. Cutler gets 6 yards on the play to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Jay Cutler showing little moves there, working up the field, climbs the pocket, puts a move on a defender, and I'm lucky, or he's lucky, I should say, he got down there because somebody's looking to take his head off.
Jay Cutler's got the move of an 84-year-old grandpa at the disco. 2nd and 4 now for the Minnesota Vikings as New England's going to use a timeout. They didn't like something they saw. 2nd and 4 for the Minnesota Vikings. Sonny, how big a loss is that for the New England Patriots? No Rob Gronkowski for what will be a major part of the season.
Well, that's huge, especially after you heard him complain this season that he thought he was going to get the ball more. Instead, now he's going to be spending some time on IR.
2 tight ends to the left side for Jay Cutler. Stephon takes the only one on the right. 2nd and 4. It's a play action pass. Cutler rolls out. He's going to get hit and go down. Oh,
Cutler's
and we have an injury. I think that's Jay Cutler who is down. Oh, Minnesota, the injuries keep coming to the quarterbacks. Oh, no, he's up. Maybe he's down. Looks like Jay Cutler's fine.
That was
hurt.
Yeah, he stayed down holding his shoulder there for a second. I thought it was Cutler with the injury, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, it's a 3rd and 11 for the Minnesota Vikings, and yeah, that's Jay Cutler. He's fine. I don't know what you're talking about, Sonny. Don't stop drinking, man.
No drinking here.
There's obviously, because it would be a much worse show if there was. 3rd and 11, 3 wide receivers out there for the Vikings. It's Cutler dropping back to pass on 3rd and 11, steps up in the pocket. He's going to take a hit, ball's out. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Vikings. Jay Cutler's just taking too much time in the pocket. He recovers his own fumble. Jay Cutler's second fumble recovery on the day. Nice job by Cutler, but bad job of putting that one on the ground, and Minnesota's going to have to attempt a field goal. This looks like it's going to be about a 43-yarder. The ball is down. The kick is up. That one's through the uprights. Minnesota gets 3 points off the turnover, but really a bad drive from the Minnesota Vikings. They had great field position and could only move backwards.
And Jay Cutler there, doing Jay Cutler things, holding on to the ball too long. Throwing the ball away is not a bad thing. Sometimes it's the only play there is to make. He's holding the ball a long time, making some bad decisions. When he's been on, he has been on. But, man, when he's off, he's really putting his team in jeopardy of losing this game.
NBL Rams saying New England defense ain't playing. Sonny, I'd go the other way. I think the New England defense is actually playing pretty well in this game.
New England defense, for the most part, has kept them in this game.
Shotgun formation for Brady and the Patriots. 3 wide receivers, 2 over the right, 1 to the left. James White in the backfield with Tom Brady. 2:08 to go, nearing the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 14-6 New England on top. Brady in the shotgun, changing up the play. Now he's going to pull the tight end Allen back into the backfield. Still 3 wide receivers out there for Brady as he is calling more hot routes than I have ever seen. And it ends up just being a simple run play to the right side and gets 5 yards. That was a lot of talking there, Sonny. A lot of screaming from Tom Brady and not a lot of result.
Well, sometimes you do a lot of barking out there. Peyton Manning was notorious for it. Confuse the defense a little bit, make them think you're doing a bunch of stuff. Instead, it's just a simple handoff.
2nd and 5 now for the New England Patriots. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. James White in the backfield. It's going to be Tom Brady dropping back pass. It's a quick throw over to the right. It's complete to White. He's got some room. He's at the 50, the 45. Makes a man miss. He gets down to the 35-yard line. Brady recognizing the soft coverage and hits his running back out of the backfield for a huge gain into enemy territory.
Can we talk about Harrison Smith for a second? He gets froze deep downfield. Running back just makes a move inside of him and gives up probably another 10 yards on that play because Smith could not make a decision.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. Shotgun formation for Brady. I will not answer Doughboy's question of where's the belt because he said hashtag OSU so white. I don't answer questions. The big run on the left side for James White. Get into the end zone. Touchdown Patriots. James White with a great run. He gets into the house. And the New England Patriots extend their lead. Sonny Weaver, the run game of the New England Patriots finally shows up.
Run game shows up, and the Vikings defense not having much of an answer right now. We've seen 2 drives that were pretty seamless here for the New England Patriots. They did have the 1 turnover where Kendricks picked it off, but for the most part, this Vikings defense is looking pretty porous.
21-6, New England on top. Minnesota's going to get the ball back here with about 1:14 to go. He'll get it at the 24-yard line. Captain Planet saying, I don't have a comb over. First of all, I have hair. Second, it's a part. It's on this side. It's a part. It's not a. What is wrong with all you people? Captain Planet, have fun being in grid forever after that one. 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. As Jay Cutler barking out hot routes here, trying to get his offense to get something into the end zone. Cutler rolling out to the left side, throws it over the middle of the field. And that one is complete down to the 42-yard line. Nice throw there by Jay Cutler.
Yeah, Jay Cutler doing good things. 1 minute left here in the quarter. Let's see if we can get it done.
1st and 10. 3 wide receivers once again. 2 over to the right. 2 over to the left. 1 over to the right. That is Bashard Perriman. Lone on the right side. Dalvin Cook in motion out of the backfield. He'll join him on the right side. Blitz is coming. He's going to throw it over the middle of the field. It is complete. A nice throw there by Jay Cutler underneath. Takes the smart throw to the 50-yard line. 2nd and 1. Sonny, how important is it for Minnesota to get in the end zone on this drive?
Well, you got to get some sort of points here. 3 is not horrible. You're still staying in this game if you come away with 3. One thing I will say, though, is if I'm New England, I'm going to take away Stephon Diggs. 10 completions by Jay Cutler, 5 of them to Diggs. Diggs is definitely becoming his bailout.
2nd and 1 now for the Minnesota Vikings. It's a play-action pass for Jay Cutler, who has a man wide open. It's complete. A lot of room to the 20. Makes a man miss. Touchdown, Vikings, and who else but Stephon Diggs, who has been the only offense for the Minnesota Vikings. He finds pay dirt, and Minnesota answers right back.
Yeah, and I was just calling that out. You saw Diggs move into the slot there, and there you go. Diggs across the middle of the field. A lot of inward breaking routes by Diggs is what really is running this game, and that's a big loss there as Donta Hightower leaves with a strain. I think he'll be back later in this game, but nonetheless, New England's defense got to start keying on Diggs.
Well, man, oh man, we laughed about how a low-scoring game this was going to be. Sonny, so far, the offensive has had some huge explosive plays, mostly for New England, but Minnesota with a nice job there to cut it back to an 8-point lead, 36 seconds to go. Are you surprised at how offensive this game has been?
Well, of course we are. I think I predicted 20-10. Well, that one's out the window right now. You know, this could end up being a little bit more of a shootout than anybody expected.
1st and 10 for the New England Patriots, and 4 wide receivers out there for Tom Brady. 2 over to the left side, 2 over to the right side. James White in the backfield. Split to the right of Tom Brady. 36 seconds to go. 2 timeouts, excuse me, for the New England Patriots. Plenty of time as he's going to toss this underneath. It is complete. Only going to get a couple out of that one, maybe 6 yards up to the 31-yard line. Hurry up offense, though, being run by New England. They want to get some points on the board before the end of the half. Staying with that full wide receiver set, it's going to be Brady dropping back to pass on 2nd and 4. He looks over to the left side, and a nice route run out there. I believe that was Brandon Cooks coming down with the catch at the 49-yard line. 18 seconds to go. New England's in business, Sonny Weaver.
While the catch was a big deal for Cooks, getting out of bounds just as important. New England with 2 timeouts still. They can still use the middle of the field. Don't be surprised if they take a shot down the middle of the field and use one of those timeouts quickly.
1st and 10 for the New England Patriots. 4 wide receivers once again. 2 to each side. James White to the right of Brady as he drops back pass. Looks quickly over to the left side. It is complete to the 39-yard line. New England uses one of those remaining timeouts. Sonny, 14 seconds left. Chris Hogan, nice catch there. Do you take a shot to the end zone or do you play conservative? Run the ball, use your last timeout to get your field goal kicker into field goal range.
Well, I'm not sure you're quite in field goal range just yet. I'd feel a little more comfortable with 5 or 6 yards. I'd look for an underneath throw here. 14 seconds, plenty of time to get a couple plays off, especially with that timeout. But you got to do something to move the ball, probably another 5 yards to feel comfortable.
3 wide receivers out there for Brady, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. James White on the left side of Tom Brady as it looks like they got a man in motion. He's going to look over the middle of the field. It is complete. Ball's out. It's picked up by the Vikings, and they're trying to return this one. They're going to get it to the 21-yard line. No points for the Patriots, Sonny. A huge turnover, and Minnesota, they may be down 8, but they're going to go into halftime with a lot of momentum after that turnover.
And that was basically the worst thing that could have happened. You got the reception. You got perfectly in range for the field goal. And instead, you cough up the ball. Big play there by the Minnesota Vikings defense. And now, this game looks like a whole different ball game second half.
1st and 10. Gates going to motion. 7 seconds to go. They're just going to hand this one off to Dalvin Cook. He's going to go right up the middle and take this to halftime. 21-13. New England on top. Sonny, but would it be too far to say, even though Minnesota's kicking this ball off, that they go into halftime feeling pretty good about themselves?
Yeah, you've got to be feeling good right now. The Vikings with the big stop there. Now, New England's got to find a way to respond. It feels like ever since midway through the early part of that second quarter, you know, you kind of get the feeling that things are changing a little bit.
Sonny, we have an NBL Network update. Yes, an NBL Network update. Sonny Weaver, I know you've been wondering about this one, but it has been confirmed. Yes, I am sweating my balls off. This studio light with the suit, it's brutal. It is brutal. Like, heat stroke is setting in. I'm not going to lie. If I go down midstream, like if you just see me sort of pass out, take over the show. Run it to the end.
Yeah, you're gonna have to readjust your wardrobe selections, I believe, going forward, because that one was.
Well, I mean, I've been told by the people that the higher ups here on the NBL Network, which is weird because I'm the network director, but I do have higher ups, that my half shirt tube top combo was not appropriate for NBL Network broadcast.
Yeah, that's.
That would be cooler though. I would feel better in that.
Yeah, that. Ooh.
Was it the Daisy Dukes that put it over the top? Don't picture it, you'll go blind.
Anyway, so this game, I'll tell you what, this has been a great
first
game
time
here
Sonny's
to
ever
kick
wanted
off
to talk about the game.
NBL Live.
Yeah, first time ever.
Sonny Weaver speechless. Yeah. Sonny Weaver speechless, folks.
21-13, New England on top. Nice drive starting out for the Patriots. They're up to the 35-yard line. It's going to be Tom Brady under center, bunch formation, 3 to the right. Well, now, you know, just ignore me. Thanks for moving that one out, New England. First and 10, it's a handoff over the left side and nothing doing there. Maybe a yard on the play for Dion Lewis. As we find out just a lot of minor injuries in this one, Sonny. A lot of players, a lot of offensive linemen going out for a play at a time. That one was Cannon going out. But no major injury. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
It just nicks and bruises for everybody. It seems a lot of strains. Got to wondering if the soft tissue injuries are because of off-season conditioning. A lot of times that's attributed to the training regimen. Maybe have to reevaluate going into next season.
Handoff on 2nd and 9 to James White. White can't get past the first level. 5 carries, 47 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's a nice line so far, but only a yard on that play. A big 3rd and 8 here for the Minnesota defense. Get a little momentum on their side as they are hoping to get a stop and get the ball back to their offense.
And come out of halftime and not put up points here. It seems like all the momentum in the world has shifted to Minnesota. New England needs to convert this.
3rd and 8 for the New England Patriots. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. Soft coverage on the outside for the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see if that plays a part in what Tom Brady sees. He is recognizing something out there and barking out the play as he moves the tight end over to the left side again. No Rob Gronkowski. He went out with a dislocated hip in the first half. It's a quick throw. It's complete to Michael Crabtree. A big catch at the 47-yard line. First down, New England, and the soft coverage, Sonny Weaver, bites the Minnesota Vikings once again.
And Crabtree lays out for that one. Brady just puts it in front of him. Crabtree makes a heck of a play there. Not sure where Brady was throwing at, but nice play by Crabtree.
1st and 10 for the Patriots. They're just over midfield on the 47-yard line. It's a play-action pass. Brady looking. He's rolling to the left side, looking deep down the field, and another diving catch by Michael Crabtree at the 25-yard line. First down, Patriots. They are rolling early in the 2nd half.
Some people in Oakland thought that Crabtree last year was not a reliable target. So far, we've seen 2 very reliable set of hands so far. Back-to-back nice catches by Crabtree.
Sonny Weaver doesn't know what he's talking about. 1st and 10. Bunch formation to the right. 1 over to the left side. And on 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff to James White right up the middle. He's going to get absolutely bump kiss on that play. Excuse me, Dion Lewis with the carry. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10.
And now you see the running game not having a lot of effect here in New England. So far, the play-action passing, though, has gotten a pretty good go here. I look for them maybe try to put this one down the center of the field.
2nd and 10. Bunch formation once again to the right for Tom Brady. 1 over to the left. That is Brandon Cooks. And it looks like James White is going to be. They're trying to run that end around. And Michael Crabtree doing what Michael Crabtree does best, getting no yards on the play. He'll actually lose one. Going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, you're loving that Michael Crabtree backwards run, aren't you, there, LSU?
I wish him nothing but the best in his future endeavors. Don't you not believe me?
Not at all.
3rd and 11 for the New England Patriots on the 26-yard line. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for the New England Patriots on 3rd down. It's going to be a handoff. Well, they ran the ball 3 times on that one, Sonny Weaver, and got a net 0 yards. Really, really questionable play calling as they got down inside the 30-yard line. They're going to have to kick a field goal here from the 25. It is up. It is good. New England extends the lead to 24-13, but Sonny, that was some play calling there as they got down inside the 30.
Yeah, that was some scared play calling there. I think New England feeling a little shell-shocked still from the Super Bowl. They played a nice conservative game there, and then it broke open late based on some turnovers. Trying to make sure that's not the issue here again as they just run it 3 times, kick the field goal, come away, keep it a 2-score game.
JY saying you know he doesn't have pants off. That is blasphemy, JY. I, of course, am wearing pants. Because I got to take a picture later. That's the only reason, though. Normally, nothing. Not a damn thing. 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings. 1 tight end, 2 wide receivers. I formation for the Vikings. Dalvin Cook at the top of that I. Diggs coming to motion from the left side all the way over to the right. And on 1st and 10, they're going to hand it off to Dalvin Cook, who looked like he stopped to make sure that it wasn't too hard of a tackle for the New England Patriots. He lost 3 on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 13.
Cook is struggling to find any room tonight. I think they've only rushed for 35 yards combined. It's just not what you expect from this Minnesota Vikings team. It's that really found success late in the year running the ball, and so far it's been Jay Cutler really moving the ball at times, but nothing else really happening.
It's interesting, Sonny. I'm looking in the chat, and Deshaun Watson is joining us, but he spelled his first name wrong. It's interesting.
Football is a crazy thing. Sometimes you spell your name wrong.
Well, that's a deep pass that is nowhere near any one of his wide receivers. It's intercepted for the New England Patriots. The second one for Harmon on the game. I think this just proves, though, that interception was not the most interesting thing. The most interesting thing is that Deshaun Watson spelled his name wrong, and I think this is proof, Sonny, that concussions are a real problem.
Yeah, they're going to have to look into that. Guys can't remember how to spell their name.
A serious issue in the NBL right now. 1st and 10. I formation. I can't believe that it wasn't actually Deshaun Watson. We know he's a big fan of the NBL network. First down, it's a play-action pass for Tom Brady. He's looking deep down the left side. One-on-one coverage. Brandon Cooks, get it, big fella. Touchdown, Patriots. The queso works once again. Brandon Cooks down the left side. It's a touchdown for the Patriots.
Smoked cheddar. That thing was over the top. Brandon Cooks takes the top off yet again. Now, the first play he did it running after the catch. That one 54 yards in the air. Tom Brady still has a little bit of a cannon on him.
Brandon Gouda Cooks with the catch, and it's New England breaking this one open, 31-13. A minute 39 to go here in the third quarter. Minnesota gets the ball back after yet another turnover by Jay Cutler. And a nice return here. He ran into his own blocker. He had nothing but green space ahead of him. Said he's going to go down at the 34-yard line. And while we have a moment, want to give a big shout out to our pregame sponsor and graphic sponsor. That's web3cast.com. They do that overlay you see here on NBL Live and a ton of other graphics for us. A big shout out to all business over at web3cast.com. If you or anyone you know needs graphics done for an affordable price, head over to web3cast.com. They're the leaders in affordable graphic design. 1st and 10 for the Minnesota Vikings as they are suddenly finding themselves in a deep hole. It's a handoff to Dalvin Cook. And Cook gets basically what he's gotten all game. Nothing doing there. Maybe a yard on the play. Going to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and we're still seeing a whole lot of nothing out of Dalvin Cook. Not finding any room between the tackles tonight. Got to look at maybe adjusting that game plan going forward.
Deshaun Watson, bold move. He goes with the Tom Brady pick. I think we just proved that he's just a big Brady fan. I thought he'd go with his own picture, but that's an interesting play in the chat as Cutler takes the snap on 2nd and 9. Looks deep down the left side. That one was dropped by Kyle Rudolph. Tight coverage, but it looked like he had an opportunity to make a catch there, Sonny, and could not come up with that one.
Should have been Cutler's 4th interception. Interesting enough, that would have been 4 incompletions with 4 interceptions. Instead, it's 4 incompletions with 3 interceptions. Nonetheless, when Jay Cutler misses, he misses badly.
3rd and 9 now for the Minnesota Vikings shotgun formation. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It is Cooks looking to throw once again. Or excuse me, Cutler looking to throw. He's looking deep down the field and had a man and looked like just over the outstretched hands of Brashad Perriman. It's an incomplete pass. Minnesota, I think they're going to have to punt this one. And Sonny, I think this one is looking pretty close to over.
It just seems that Minnesota can't find any rhythm. A team built around the run can't establish the run. And when that happens, you got to go to Jay Cutler. And when you go to Jay Cutler, bad things are going to happen.
Punt is taken back. Nice coverage there to bring him down at the 12-yard line. 31-13, New England on top. Sonny, the question I think most people are going to be asking is, would the result of this game be any different if Teddy Bridgewater was available as opposed to Jay Cutler?
Well, one can only assume that it would be slightly better, but the thing still remains. You can't establish the run here in Minnesota. You're not going to win many games.
1st and 10 for the New England Patriots. Brady in the shotgun. And on 1st down, he's going to hand, or no, it's going to be a play action pass. He's going to throw it once again. And a nice throw there by Brady over the middle of the field to the 25-yard line as we're nearing the end of the third quarter. This New England offense is rolling. Any questions about their offensive firepower, Sonny? If one game is any example, they have been answered today.
They have been answered. If the question was, can Brandon Cooks score touchdowns? The answer is yes. I think there's still some questions yet to be determined as far as Rob Gronkowski's role in this offense and who's going to fill that in. Possibly your man right there, Michael Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree with the catch on the right side of that formation. His 4th catch of the day as we're nearing the end of the third quarter. New England up 31-13. Sonny, what is more troubling in this game? Is it Minnesota's inability to move the ball even with Dalvin Cook healthy and able to run the ball, or is it the Minnesota defense has been able to not stop a New England offense that was not very potent last year?
I think it's Deshaun Watson can't get the Tom Brady pick
By
off
far.
of his account.
He just loves TB. He loves him. Big fan.
Tom Brady out there just slicing up this Vikings defense and also slicing up our chat room.
Yeah, number one Tom Brady fanboy, Deshaun with a W. Watson in the house, folks. Shotgun formation, it's going to be a handoff to James White, who shakes off one tackler, but can't shake off the next three as he goes down to the 45-yard line, losing 2 on the play. They've only run the ball, I think, 8-9 times in the game, Sonny. Something we saw them do a lot more last year.
Welcome to the network, baby.
Brady with as Deshaun Watson subscribes to the network, we thought he already was. Brady has been throwing the ball a whole lot more today. Is this something we're going to see more from the New England Patriots this season?
Well, I'll be interested to see. Obviously, coming into this game, that was their plan. I'll see if that adjusts next week in preparation without Rob Gronkowski.
2nd and 11. Looks like they're trying to set up a screen. He throws it over to the right side. A nice job there by Brady, recognizing the rush coming, able to get that one off. Gets a couple on the play. It's going to cut it to a 3rd and 6. The New England Patriots, as they have absolutely laid it on the Minnesota Vikings. They're up 31-13 here on the road. The crowd trying to stay active in this game, but it's tough when you're down this big. A 3rd and 6 for Brady and the Patriots. 3 wide receivers, 2 over 2 to the left side, 1 over to the right. So they're setting up a wide receiver screen for Michael Crabtree, who has the first down up to the 41-yard line. 9 yards on the play. New England keeps rolling.
Crabtree is looking like quite a find here for New England. I think they found their big-bodied wide receiver they've been lacking here. Brandon Cooks, more of the shiftier type, along with the stable of wide receivers they run out in New England. Crabtree provides them a little bit more size.
1st and 10. New England keeping the pressure on. 5 wide receivers, 3 over to the right, 2 over to the left. Now Brady's going to come down under center. Deion Lewis is going to go in the backfield. They're going to tighten this formation up. 1st and 10 is a handoff to Deion Lewis, and Deion Lewis continues to have struggled moving the ball. 4 carries, no yards. He'll lose 1 on that play, bring up the 2nd and 11.
And right now, I think New England's okay with just this long, drawn-out drive. It's still, out of reach of Minnesota. They're content. Obviously, we saw it earlier, just getting a field goal. So probably 5 or 6 yards away from a field goal here.
2nd and 11 now for the New England Patriots. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. James White in the backfield with Tom Brady. And on 2nd and 11, it's going to be Brady looking to pass. He's looking over the middle of the field, and oh man, Cooks looked like he had an opportunity for a catch there, but a diving attempt got in his way. It's an incomplete pass, going to bring up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and right there, that was just a drop by Cooks. He had his step on the defender. Got to be able to pull that one and get the first down.
Now 3rd and 11 for Brady and the Patriots, and they're going to use a timeout here with 4:07 to go in the game. Sonny, I think it was a given, but would you agree that the New England Patriots are the favorite coming out of the AFC East?
Yeah, I like this team a lot. The Buffalo Bills had a great draft, though, and I think they've improved. I think this will be a battle down to the end. I'll be curious to see how the Patriots handle this tough stretch they have early in this season.
Yeah, I mean, and you talk about the Bills improved. This is an 8-8 Bills team, so improvement is at least a winning record. We'll see if they can challenge the New England Patriots. Shotgun formation for the Patriots. 3 wide receivers, 2 over to the left, 1 to the right. It's a 3rd and 11 for Tom Brady as he drops back pass, looking deep over the middle of the field. It's Michael Crabtree with the catch, and he fights through a couple tackles, gets to the 20-yard line. Brady, 16 of 23, 33, and 2 touchdowns. Can't ask for much more from your star quarterback.
And let's talk about Michael Crabtree again. This guy is just impressing the heck out of me. Whoever let him go just a year or two too early.
1st and 10 for the New England Patriots. It's going to be a handoff over the right side. Trying to find some room is James White. He'll get to the 17-yard line, give him 3 yards on the play. And Sonny, this New England Patriots team, this offense looks potent. They are quick like a rabbit, not slow like a turtle.
Yeah, and but even so, we saw them earlier kind of shell up a little bit and not go for the kill shot. Instead, they settled for just the field goal. I'd like to see them come out of their shell a little bit and really try to push the ball downfield more in those situations.
Well, and James White's going to take the carry. He'll get up to the 10-yard line as he is put on his back, but he can get up 3rd and inches now for the New England Patriots offense.
And so, yeah, New England's about to ice this game here with this conversion, and I'm just happy for this one to be over.
I think we all are, folks. I formation. 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side. On 3rd and inches, it's going to be a handoff to James White, who I think maybe gets the first down there. He tried to get it. They're going to call him short. No gain on the play. New England's going to be forced to kick the field goal, and now we get to see that very potent and well-organized Minnesota offense led by Jay Cutler come back out on the field. Folks, if you haven't DVR'd this game, go ahead and don't, because Jay Cutler's going to come out and, Sonny, I don't think it's out of their own possibility he throws another interception.
Yeah, this is prime Jay Cutler interception territory. Could even be a pick six. I'm excited to watch and see what he does here.
Again, folks, stick with us to the end of the game. We'll have our selection for the NBL Live Player of the Game for broadcast number 134. Get your suggestions in the chat, and we'll have that selection. You can check out the archives of all of our Player of the Game selections. That's on our website at 365.maddenbomberleague.com. And if you haven't applied for the NBL, what are you waiting for? Under the Join tab at 365.maddenbomberleague.com. You can apply to join the grid and make your way up into the NBL. Sonny, everybody hears about the grid, the development league of the NBL. They go, ooh, I don't want to go play in a development league. The competition isn't as good. But as a guy who came up through the grid, the competition is just as good. It gets you used to the NBL rules and gets you ready to face the top-level competition here in the NBL.
Nice hurdle there by Adam Thielen. Yeah, the grid's a great place to get your feet wet. It's more about learning the rules and understanding what's expected. It's not about winning so much, although it's great to test your skills in the grid. But really, it's about developing into a productive member of the NBL community.
2nd and 1 for the Minnesota Vikings. Shotgun formation for Jay Cutler. He'll be dropping back to pass. Rolls out to the right side, throws it back over to the left side. And what was he seeing there, Sonny Weaver? Because it looked like I saw 2 New England Patriots jerseys, and that ball was closer to either of them than a Minnesota wide receiver.
Yeah, it looked like he was looking at interception number 4 there for a second.
3rd and 1 for the Minnesota Vikings, and it is Jay Cutler in the shotgun with Dalvin Cook to his left. Stephon takes along to the right side, 2 wide receivers over to left. Thielen coming in motion on 3rd and 1. It's going to be Cutler dropping back to pass. And he's going to throw it right to the New England Patriots. And the New England Patriots look like they're going to house this one. No, they just want to get out of here. Dante Hightower comes back from a soft tissue injury, makes the interception. Sonny, they brought 6 men on the blitz, only put 6 into they brought 6 on a blitz, and he found a way to find one of the 2 linebackers underneath.
Yeah, only 5 guys back there in coverage, and he found one of the lucky ones. Sometimes you think Jay Cutler's got to be trying to throw some of these interceptions. We saw 2 back-to-back plays there. One ends up the interception. I'm just not sure if Jay Cutler's the answer in Minnesota while we wait for Teddy Bridgewater.
Oh, James White just made a defender look silly. Gets up to the 8-yard line. White making this case for NBL Live Player of the Game. As we hit the 2-minute warning, Minnesota's just looking to get out of here without any more problems. Sonny, I think the better question is Jay Cutler the answer for anybody, let alone the Minnesota Vikings?
I'm just not sure Jay Cutler's interested in playing football anymore. It looks like he's collecting a check out there, just airmailing these balls to the other team's defense. He started off the game looking pretty good.
Looked real good.
But in the end, you can't change stripes on a tiger, and Jay Cutler is what Jay Cutler is.
A tiger?
Tigers have stripes?
No, I don't doubt that. I just think I don't want to insult tigers by calling Jay Cutler a tiger.
Oh, okay. Well, on little house cats.
Thank you. That's all I was looking for. Let's look forward as this game just continues to get kneeled out. Sonny, looking ahead on the Vikings schedule, they bring in the 0-1 Rams next week. Then they face off against the Bears and the Cardinals. 2 tough back-to-back games. I mean, is it out of the realm of the possibility this Minnesota Vikings team that finished 10-6 last year with no Teddy Bridgewater until probably week 6 after the bye starts out the season 1-3?
It's not a good look, and if I'm Minnesota right now, I'm calling around the league and seeing if I've got any other options for a backup quarterback instead of Jay Cutler, because Jay Cutler does not look like he wants to play.
3rd and goal. The New England Patriots just going to kneel this one, and that will do it for the game. Yep, Brady takes the knee. No timeout is called because Minnesota, they don't want to be out of here any longer than they have to. The New England Patriots are going to come away with a 34-13 win. Sonny, let's go to the second part of this question. We talked about the New England Patriots being the favorite in the AFC East. I mean, they're the defending AFC champion. Where do they rank in terms of defending that AFC championship and getting back to the Super Bowl?
Well, I definitely think they're in the top 5 in the AFC. I would definitely put them there. I think there's some good teams over there. I think they're going to have a shot. They should come out as a high seed. I think Pittsburgh, until they're dethroned in the regular season, will come away the #1 seed. So I'm sure that this is going to be an interesting playoffs nonetheless.
Well, your final score once again, folks, the New England Patriots shellacked the Minnesota Vikings 34-13 on the road as they move to 1-0 on the season. It's time to pick our NBL Live Player of the Game selection here for broadcast number 134, Sonny. James White had a nice game. He had 2 touchdowns on the ground, but it was Brandon Cooks' touchdown over the top that put this one out of reach. Cooks was great all game long. The Cheese Master himself, I think, deserves Player of the Game.
No, I'm going to give you another option here, and just bear with me.
Don't you say Jay Cutler.
What about the GOAT himself, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr.?
How many of those are his real name?
All of them.
Really?
Fun fact. You didn't know
Did not
that.
know
Yep.
that. No, I had no idea.
I just wanted to say his full name. You can go with Brandon Cooks.
No, hey, Brady's a good call because he threw 2 touchdowns to Brandon Cooks. He was dotting it all over the field, had the 1 interception, which was, I don't even think it was a really bad throw, and Minnesota only got 3 points off of it. Yeah, let's go with the GOAT himself, Tom Brady, as he really spread the ball around all day long, Sonny. It really was a vintage performance.
Yeah, that was the GOAT himself out there slinging the ball, proving everyone that last year was just a mirage. It wasn't true. Brady still has it, and he can do what he wants on the field.
Put up that NBL Live schedule once more. And Sonny, let's look ahead to week 2. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars, the worst team in the NBL, facing off against the Indianapolis Colts next week. The Colts, a pleasant surprise last year. They had a really nice season, just missed out on the playoffs. What do you expect to see from this week 2 game that I believe is going down tomorrow night?
Well, I think what you're going to see are a lot of turnovers. Andrew Luck's a little bit of gunslinger, a little bit of Jay Cutler in him. He likes to throw the ball downfield to T.Y. Hilton. Hilton, I think, may be out with an injury, though. That'll be something to watch. And we will be on the lookout to see how long Jacksonville can keep Shirley on the bench, the rookie drafted #1 overall. Got a question, if things get ugly early, what kind of trigger do they have to go to the rookie?
We will see indeed. I believe that game is going to be tomorrow night, Tuesday. Check out the Twitter at Bomber League for the official game time, or just hit that subscribe button down below and you'll be notified each and every time we go live. And that's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Season 27 is underway. For my co-host, Sonny Weaver, I'm OSU. Your final, once again, the New England Patriots lay a dominant performance, 34-13 over the Minnesota Vikings. We'll see you for week 2 action. Jaguars and Colts right here on NBL Live.